We have to talk about the absolutely amazing movement, progressive movement taking place in America today, led by Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Independent Senator Bernie Sanders. What has happened in less than the past week is nothing short of amazing. Obviously, this past weekend, AOC and Bernie speak in LA, crowd of 36,000 people. They're at Coachella, speaking to tens of thousands of people. They went to Utah this week, a deep red state that Donald Trump won by more than 20 points, and they drew a crowd of 20,000 people in a deep red state. They went to Idaho, another deep red state, had a crowd of 12,000 people. Tens of thousands of people, even in red states, showing up to listen to the message from these people that the Democratic establishment told us we're too extreme. They're going to scare people away. The Democratic establishment has been wrong every time. They pick the wrong people. They have the wrong message. They do the wrong thing. And when you let these individuals, AOC and Bernie, go out there and speak to the public as human beings and talk about the issues these people care about, then suddenly you've got a movement on your hands. Let me read you a couple of quotes from what Bernie and AOC had to say to the crowd in Utah. This is Bernie. "We're living in the most dangerous moments in the modern history of this country. We are living in a moment where a handful of billionaires control our government. We do not want a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, for the billionaire class. We want a government that represents all of us." So as per usual, Bernie Sanders is not out there talking about culture war nonsense. He's not out there saying, Trump is an evil orange convict. Oh, what a scourge on this country. He is out there saying, it's us against them. They're ruling for them. We need a government that works for you out here in this crowd. You, 20,000 people. We need people that care about you, not their own self-interests. That is the message. And far too many people, a vast majority of them inside the Democratic Party, don't understand that that is the message you deliver. Then AOC was even better than Bernie, in my opinion. She said, "We're at a crossroads in America. We can either have extreme and growing wealth inequality with the toxic division and corruption that it requires to survive, or we can have a fair economy for working people along with the democracy and freedoms that uphold it. Oligarchy or democracy, but we cannot have both," she said. And then she drilled down more on kitchen table issues. "It does not surprise us that their first economic mission has been to target Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, firing off our federal workers, and cutting benefits from our veterans for hundreds of billions of dollars so that they can hand that money off to the wealthiest." That is the message. It blows my mind that the rest of the Democratic Party, that your Chuck Schumers and your Nancy Pelosi's and your Hakeem Jeffries, they don't get it. The public gets it. I mean, I've never seen Nancy Pelosi go out and draw a crowd of tens of thousands of people. We have not seen crowds like this since Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. And we all know how that turned out. That was great for the Democrats. Here we have these two messengers with a solid message that is obviously resonating with people. And again, it's not culture wars. It's not Trump bad. It's talking about what is actually happening. The kitchen table issues that ultimately decide how people vote in elections. If the Democratic Party had an ounce of intelligence, they would all be replicating this because they could do it. Although it's a little difficult when you have so many in the Democratic Party that are still taking all that corporate money from the same people that the public is pissed off at. So get rid of the corporate money and you'll find that there are still people willing to listen to you. It may not be CEOs, but it's the people that actually matter that'll be willing to listen at that point. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.